brand who's been voted top shagger of the year multiple years running by The Sun, you can only imagine that may be a magnet for some of those things. And also, to Callum's point, it's not just the media.
Or about the Quaker sect, because the Walkers were part of a very religious community whose kindness, support and generosity had a massive impact on James' worldview, as well as his personal principles and work ethics at the close of the English Civil War, which lasted from about 1642 to 1651. Dissatisfied with what they saw as endemic corruption within the established church, as well as its symbiotic relationship with the ruling classes, these various dissenters called for a return to the simple preaching of the gospel, a rejection of all symbology and a dismantling of all religious hierarchy. They believed that bishops, priests, and even the sacraments were unnecessary, and in particular, they believed that direct communion with Jesus was entirely possible without the intercession of an ordained clergy. They met together in meetings rather than mass, without ministers or priests, and members would only speak as they felt inspired to do so, first mate. By 1755, his dedication and skill saw him at the tender age of just 27 being offered command of his very own vessel. But James Cook's dream of travel to the exotic lands of the Pacific exceeded even this significant achievement. The drums of war were beating, and James noticed increased Royal Navy activity in London. The 2 French men of war guarding its harbour. Seeing all hope of relief and supply cut off, the French commander of the port surrendered just as the winter freeze of the river began to set in. The rest of the invasion was postponed until the spring thaw, as the army and navy now settled in to months of idleness. Holland was given the task of finding a safe passage, so he began by making surveys of the local area. Unbelievably, up to this time, most marine maps were still drawn by eye, with only approximate indication of dangerous shoals, reefs, as well as distances. Despite the available technology, the Admiralty was slow to adopt more advanced surveying techniques